welcome back to my channel. Today's video is some of my most anticipated reads for this year. Now, again, I put emphasis on the word some. I have a lot of books that I'm looking at for this year, but these that I'm gonna give you here, these 10-ish that I'm giving you guys here are the ones that are very high on my list. All right, I'm not going to be going in any particular order, so let's just jump right into it. The covers and stuff, I will put it either here or here on the screen so that you could see, what the covers look like. And speaking about covers, I think like about 2 of these, to be fair guys, it's cover buys for me. I saw the cover, I absolutely fell in love with the covers, and I decided I gotta add that to my collection. All right, so fair warning, let's just jump right into it. Okay, the first book I'm looking I'm excited to get my hands on this year is, now I'm gonna butcher this name, I know, but let's roll with it. Clytemnestra by the author Constanza Casati. Now, if I pronounce it wrong, you guys could correct me in the comment section. Okay, this is a retelling. It's Greek mythology. This year I kind of just want to dip my toes into like Greek retellings and Greek literature and all that sort of good stuff. So plenty of the retellings, a lot of the retellings that I see outside there, I want to get my hands on and start to get myself familiarized with it. So this particular one I'm eyeing. It's supposed to come out March the 2nd 2020 of this year. Sorry, no sense repeating 2023, obviously is this year, so I want to get my hands on that. And this month there was another one from the same Greek mythology, but it came out earlier on this month, January 10th. Phaedra by Laura Shepperson, that came out January 10th. It's another Greek retelling that I want to get my hands on also. I haven't purchased it as yet, but I remember I didn't put like any reminders last year to remind me to pick it up, but I'm not really angry because I already kind of planned out my TBR for this year. So these anticipated reads, I need to figure out how I'm going to fit them into my schedule, so I don't mind holding off on it just a bit, because my TBR, the fixed TBR that I have for myself, those are the things that I want to place as top priority, and then anything else could kind of squeeze in here and there where I get the time. The next book, it wouldn't be any news or nothing new to the people who watch my videos. The Tyranny of Fate by Richard Swan. I cannot finish gush about the novel, the book 1 last year, which is The Justice of Kings. I eagerly am awaiting February 14th of this year to get my hands on The Tyranny of Fate. Nothing much to say about that. The next book here, now this book is a cover buy. To be fair, I have read I think it's 1 or 2 novels already from this author, but that wasn't the reason why I zoned in on this book. I was zoning on this book purely because the cover was absolutely gorgeous, and that is The Book That Wouldn't Burn by Mark Lawrence. Look at that cover, guys. Look at that cover. It's amazing. You don't need to know the synopsis of the book. You just need to buy the book just to have that cover on your shelf. All right, and not to mention any title that has anything about books, that too sold me. All right, the next anticipated read for me is You, the story A Writer's Guide to Craft Through Memory by Ruta Sepetys. Not too sure how to pronounce her name, but this is a non-fiction about writing. All right, this particular author, she is one of my favorite authors. In all her novels, I think there is only 2 books I have not read from her. I Must Betray You and The Fountain of Silence. Those are the 2 novels of hers I haven't read as yet. I'm in the process of reading The Fountain of Silence, and after that I'm going to be reading I Must Betray You. All right. This author, her writing is magnificent. You know, I love it. I love it. I love it. This particular book that is coming out, because it's coming out May the 9th. Yes, it's no, sorry, my bad. May the 23rd. Yes, it's non-fiction and it's about writing, but it's something that I am interested in, not just because she's a favorite author of mine, is because I kind of dabble in writing. So I would like to see what it is she has to say concerning writing, seeing that she does it so well, you know. Sit at the master's feet to learn their tricks, so to speak, you know. All right. The next book I have here is I Have Some Questions for You by Rebecca Makkai. It's a mystery fiction. This is coming out on in February next month, the 21st of February. I like mysteries, I like thrillers, I like, you know, the whodunits, and you're trying to figure out why, you know, why whatever, whether it be a murder, whether it be, you know, whatever happening. The premise of this just sounds good to me. As you guys know, I do not like to read the backs of books too much. I get too much information. I like kind of throwing myself blind into books and see where it takes me, you know. So this is one of the books I have on my reader also. The next book, well, I shouldn't call it a book, it's a novella. It's from Kelly Barnhill, The Crane's Husband. This comes out February 28th. It's magical realism and stuff like that, fantasy fiction in that genre. Guys, 2 things. The cover, come on, that pulled me in, one. And I read one book way back in the day. I think like probably, if it wasn't 2015, probably 2016, I read one book, The Violet Heart, I think, from this author. I think I gave it maybe a 2.75 or 3, not because the writing or anything was horrible. The story overall was good, but you know, it just was my cup of tea. All right, but I know that I always wanted to get to read some more of this particular author's work, but again, never got around to it. You know why? Life and books, guys. Life and other books got in the way, and I would like this year to really jump back into reading some of her works, plus this new release here. And it's a show, since it's a novella, it's just I think it's 128 pages, so it shouldn't be long. Her book, The Girl Who Drank the Moon, I think that's the name of it, The Girl Who Drank the Moon, that too I have on my list to read this year for sure, because I have that on I have that on my Kindle like forever, and it needs to be read finally, you know. Okay, we're moving on. The next book, well, this particular book, it's the sequel to a book that came out already. It's from the author Peter Swanson. The book 1 in it came out in 2015, which is The Kindwood Killing, and it's like a sequel to it, if you want to call it that, because I believe one of the characters from the first book is making an appearance, so is in the second book. The second book is The Kind Worth Saving. That comes out March the 3rd. Again, guys, this seems like something that is going to be up my alley. I have my eyes on it. I already have The Kindwood Killing. maybe I have it probably around, I'm looking probably at maybe Aprilish, maybe a little later. I'm not too sure as yet, to read the Kindwood Killing, and then when I'm finished that, then I'll go into the Kindwood Saving. But you know, it's always nice to just have your books, you know, get the books at hand and have them here waiting, especially if you know for sure you're going to read it. And that's another thing with my the books that I'm calling for my anticipated reads and stuff like that. These are books, them guys, that I know for certain I am going to read. You know, I'm not just buying those books to just have them as placeholders on my shelf. Like I told you, one of my resolutions, or one of the things that I want to do going forward, is being very intentional about what I have, you know, the books I have. And if I'm not reading them, you know, on hold them and give them to the library or sell them or something like that. And whatever books that I buy, I want to make sure that I'm using it. You know what I'm saying? So these two books, definitely I know I'm going to squeeze it in here or there this year. All right. The next book I have on my list is Salvage This World by Michael Farris Smith. This is like a Southern Gothic kind of fiction. Again, up my alley, seems interesting to me. It comes out April the 25th, so I want to snag it when it comes. This next book is the next book, sorry, is The Will of Many by James Islington. It's a fantasy, adult fantasy / fiction. This comes out May the 23rd. Now, this particular author, I read one of his books already. I did not much like it. Not his writing, but one of the characters in the book. I hated the character, guys. No lie, I just hated the character, and it made going through the book pretty tough for me. I rested down, but I have the two other book 2 and 3 in it. I can't remember the name, but I'll put up like probably a picture or two of the trilogy, because one of my favorite booktubers, he recommended that fantasy for me, and basically I have similar fantasy tastes with him. So yeah, when he recommends something, I usually 99.9% of the times it's on spot. So and I remember he, I was telling him about it in his comment sections when we were talking, when he was like reviewing the book, and I was telling him, I'm saying, I really hated book 1, and he's like, no, stick with it, and he was guaranteeing that it would work out in the end now. So I want to go back, read over book 1, and then pick up book 2 and 3 and give it a try. All right. So that's, I know that was kind of off topic, but yeah, that's some of this author's previous work. But his new, I think this is a trilogy that's coming out, is The Will of Many. It's the Hierarchy. That's the name of the trilogy, The Hierarchy. I'm looking forward to that. Let's move on. The last one is Immortal Longings by Chloe Gong. This comes out July the 25th. This, I believe, also is a trilogy, the Flesh and False Gods trilogy. Guys, again, this is another cover buy for me. The cover in this seems so beautiful. I read just a little, a little sprinkling of the summary. It seems to be something that would be interested, but I would be interested in. And yeah, I snagged it. I want to snag this up when it comes out in July and give it a swirl and see what's it all about, and well, to see if it would be one of my 4 / maybe 5-star reads for this month. Sorry. All right, guys, that's it, my friends. That's it. That's my roughly 10 most anticipated reads for this year. I don't know, hit me up in the comment section. Tell me if you guys if any of these books looks interesting to you. Do you all have it on your, you know, on your reader to pick up when it comes out? And as usual, guys, you know, if you like the content that you're seeing here, like, comment, subscribe if you know that's your fancy. And until we do meet again, stay safe and God bless. Bye.